Welcome to today's press event as we celebrate the historic launch of the Martin Luther King Jr. license plate in the state of Utah. I just want to say that again. In the state of Utah. My name is Emma E. Houston. I am the immediate past chair of the Martin Luther King Jr. Human Rights Commission. And as I recently ended my term, it is my great honor to introduce to you the newly appointed chair of the commission, Mr. Simba Mapanga. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Thank you, Ms. Emma. As she mentioned, my name is Simba Mapanga, and I'm the current chair of the MLK Commission. As a brief historical overview, the MLK License Plate Initiative began in 2012 when Dr. Roderick Land, former chair of the commission, worked with former state representative Rebecca Chavez Hawk to pass legislation honoring the legacy of Dr. King through a state license plate. In 2020, Representative Sandra Hollins sponsored new legislation along with floor sponsor Senator Luz Escamilla to reclassify the support plate to a recognition plate. We are thankful for their efforts and commitment in making this vision a reality. We would like to additionally acknowledge Eleanor Smith, a former Timpview High School student, for designing the winning artwork. The design itself is a multicultural display of hands encompassing the state of Utah and the slogan of many hands, many stories, one Utah, to inspire unity and connectedness. We recognize the decal does not encompass Dr. King's image. We are required to abide by the King Estate's authorization on the use of his likeness. To move this initiative forward and to engage with the community in Utah, the Commission pursued an art contest that invited our youth to contribute to this experience by submitting artwork that espoused Dr. King's principles of nonviolence, his hope for unity, and his lasting legacy that inspires us to believe that there is enough room for us all. Next, I would like to thank our sponsors, Comcast, Goldman Sachs, the Utah Jazz, and the Utah STEM Action, who were instrumental in supporting the initial costs. If we can give them a round of applause. We will honor these esteemed guests with their very own collector's plates after remarks from our featured speakers. Additionally, this initiative would not be possible without the commission members and staff at the Utah Division of Multicultural Affairs, who have dedicated much of their time to this project. A special thank you goes to Eddie Thompson, the chair of the MLK License Plate Committee, Megan Castleton, Neelam Chand, Taylor Hartman, Jenny Howe, Ms. Emma E. Houston, Claudia Lozaya, Nubia Pena, and Ms. Bridget Shears. As for the plates, they can now be purchased for $21 online, by mail, or at any DMV office. We invite you to please visit multicultural.utah.gov/MLK for an easy step-by-step guide or view the QR code on the handout that was submitted. So now I would like to turn the time over to our first speaker, Governor Spencer Cox, for his remarks.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Simba. Eddie, it's great to see you. Miss Emma, thank you so much. Representative, thank you for your hard work in getting this together. Senator as well, and Representative before. There are so many people that have worked to make this day possible. A day 8 years in the making, and really, I guess maybe 60 years in the making, right? More appropriately so. An important and poignant reminder. We have these moments, and there's so much work going on in this space throughout the state, and all of you, as I look around this room and see so many friends, allies, people who have lived their lives working on these causes, some who are a little newer to the cause because of age or because of just a change in hearts and minds, and yet we're all here bound together to improve the human condition, as Dr. King so eloquently and so often stated. And so all of this work goes on, and we pay tribute to those who work, but we don't always see that work. Right, it happens, and it happens in fits and starts, and but then there are those moments where it all comes together. So sometimes they're unexpected. Sometimes they happen organically, and we've certainly seen those in our state, moments that transcend the day and the issue. But then there are those moments when the hard work of so many come together, and we get to celebrate. And this is one of those moments. And we have to take advantage of those moments, even if they're symbolic. Symbols matter. And Dr. King understood that, and you understand that, and this is a symbol. It's a moment in time for all of us to reflect on how far we've come, and then look to the future on how far we still have to go. And my hope is that every day, as people are driving throughout the state of Utah, and hopefully not stuck in traffic too much, but if they do get stuck in traffic, I hope it's behind a car with this license plate. And I believe, because of the incredible artwork, that it will inspire conversations, that people will ask, well, I've never seen that license plate before. What is that? And what does it represent? And why does it represent? And who does it represent? And that's what you have all brought today. So on behalf of our administration, on behalf of the 3.3 million people of the state of Utah, I thank you for your work. Thank you for moving this discussion forward. Thank you for the symbol that will help to unify Utah. And we certainly need that unity today more than ever. I'll just end here. In 2 days, we're going to be remembering a very terrible time in our country as we celebrate another awful tragedy 20 years after 9/11. And certainly there will be a focus on that day. Those of us old enough will remember where we were and what we were doing as we heard the news and saw those images for the first time, and the recollection of people running into the building to save lives as other people were running out, and those that lost their lives at that time. And we must remember that, and we must never forget. I hope too that we will focus and remember the days after that and the weeks after that, when we were more united than I remember, at least in my lifetime. I remember I had just started my first job in Salt Lake. I'm a kid from the country. I was really scared to be working in Salt Lake. I had never lived in the big city or worked in the big city. It was my second day on the job at the courthouse down here, and when all of that happened, and I remember in those days afterwards, I would leave and I would just walk because I needed to kind of get my head straight. And it was the only time in my life outside of the little town where I live where random strangers would just stop and talk. And people I had never seen before would just ask me if I was doing okay. And I would ask them if they were doing okay. And we would talk about our families and people we knew. I had a classmate who was in the Pentagon who was killed, and just didn't matter what race we were, didn't matter what religion we were, didn't matter if we were Republicans or Democrats. Nobody asked that. We just asked, "Are you doing okay?" I long for those days again, and when I see that symbol, it reminds me of that time. And there are brighter days ahead as we try to unify. God bless all of you for keeping up that great work and that great fight. And just know you have an ally here to help in any way we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Cox, for those remarks. Please join me in welcoming our next speaker, Representative Sandra Hollins.
Good afternoon. First, I want to say thank you to Governor Cox for signing this piece of legislation and
Easiest one.
and for understanding the significance and the importance of this license plate, this new license plate. Everyone who knows me knows that I always acknowledge those who've gone before me and those who have laid that foundation. I believe it would be very arrogant of me to think that I stand before you by my own records. But I know that there were people that laid the foundation, and I want to honor and respect you, many who are in this room. You know, my colleague, Rebecca Chavez-Hogg, I was so happy to see you. In fact, yes, give her an applause. When I was invited to this, one of my questions was, well, is Rebecca going to be there? So thank you for all you have done as a legislator to not only sponsor this or push this through, but to also uphold a lot of the values of Dr. King. So thank you. And thank you to many of you. If I start naming people, I'm going to miss people. So please know, you all know who you are, who have worked very, very hard on this before I even got elected. In today's world, we see so much hate. We see people are divided, and it breaks my heart to even get on social media. I have a lot of people tell me, you don't get on social media enough. You don't get on Facebook and send all of these message out. Or when you send message out, I'm not out there fighting, trying not to fight with people. And seeing something like this and being brought together is something that is much needed in this time that we're living in right now. A special thank you to our artists. Thank you for using your vision and your talent in this world right now. I know as a young person, sometimes it's not easy living in the world that you're being handed, but thank you for using your space and time to uplift people instead of tearing people down. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Governor Cox and Representative Hollins, for your time and thoughtful remarks. We would now like to acknowledge our community members and sponsors for their support of the license plates with their very own collector's plates. As I call your name, please come up to the podium to receive your plates and stay for a brief photo. Okay. We will start with our elected officials. Governor Spencer Cox. Representative Sandra Hollins. Representative Rebecca Chavez-Hogg. Senator Luz Escamilla. All right, we will move on to our community members. We will start with Dr. Forrest Crawford, co-founder of the MLK Commission. Ms. Betty Sawyer, co-founder of the MLK Commission. Trying to make sure these are not stuck together. Dr. Roderick Land, former chair of the MLK Commission. Dr. Rob Harder, former chair of the MLK Commission. Pastor France Davis, former MLK commissioner. Janetta Williams, president of the NAACP Salt Lake branch. I don't think she's with us today, so I will hang on to this one. Eleanor Smith, our student design winner. Next, we'll hand some collector's plates to our sponsors, Joe Silva YG and Deneva Knight from Comcast. Actually, I'm all confused. Brian Greff and Stacy Miller from Goldman, they couldn't be with us, so we will hang on to their license plate. Kari Lawson from the Utah Jazz. Allison Spencer from the Utah STEM Action. Thank you again, everyone, for your support and dedication. As we come to a close, I would like to invite fellow commissioners Eddie Thompson to provide closing remarks.
You know, as you look around the room, you see different people from different backgrounds, from different races, from different areas, different expertises. And that's one of the things that we sought to do, was to bring people together. We hope that this is a symbol that brings people together. And as Governor Cox says, sparks that conversation. We want to thank you for attending today's press event. We want to let you know and encourage you to purchase the license plate and to share its release with other people, with our community. This is Utah's license plate. Please visit our website at multicultural.utah.gov/MLK for additional information. Again, we would like to thank Governor Cox, all of our esteemed guests, the DMV, the Utah Division of Multicultural Affairs, and for me personally, our license plate committee. We worked a lot of hours, a lot of weeks. And so I just want to thank you all for all the commitment that you guys put into it. And for those that came before us, thank you.
I think we'll do one photo before everybody goes down. Is that all right? Ms. Emma, if you want to come, we can try to squeeze in.
So